Hi, everybody.
Hello there.
I'm Jerry.
And I'm Linda.
It's time for Mailbag Monday. We've had quite a slow start this morning. This is probably our 7th or 8th take to get this show off the ground. But it is off the ground, and we're going now.
We're going strong.
On today's show, you're going to find out, should you get rid of your palm trees?
Is the bond deductible on your taxes? And find out the cost to moving in the villages.
Is there an exit tax to move out of the villages? Really?
A brand new bubble wrap by Peter Bernard.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. If you notice some strange smells coming from your sink, there's a simple solution that will get those smells to go away. That's on this week's Bubble Wrap.
All that and more. Hit it, Wally.
Send us your questions, we've got your answers. Jerry and Linda's Mailbag Monday.
Hey, who knows where this is? Do any of you recognize it? A few of you will. It's a really special place. And think about that. We'll tell you next week. Thanks to everybody that watched our show Thursday. That was the unveiling of the giant project we had going, the floors.
Right. That was a fun project, really.
It was, but it took 5 days. And we'd heard some stories from lots of people about how hard that is. And, you know, it's a little bit inconvenient because you've got people in your house for a full week.
Yeah.
But it went smooth and couldn't have gone any better, really.
A great company.
We love it.
Great
So
company.
thank you for watching that show. We appreciate all your comments. Friday, we had a meet and greet at Wallbeds Plus, and that was a lot of fun. We met so many nice people.
We really did. They just kept coming in the door, and I was going, oh, what a great time we had.
They had good food there, and I didn't even have time to eat.
I know. It was like a large charcuterie board. I can't even say that. But it was really nice, and we appreciate them doing that for us.
And we want to tell you about a drive-by that was here in the Villages the other day. I was out in the front yard, and this car rolls by, and I see cameras out the window, and people screaming, Jerry, and they went on, they screeched their tires, and they went on by. Well, we found out later it was 4 young ladies. Here they are. One of the parents lives around the corner down here, and all of their parents watch our show, and so they came by, and we met them. And they are just the sweetest people. They brought us all these cupcakes.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Oh my gosh, you are welcome anytime. Yeah.
Those coffee cupcakes, and it was from Brownwood, the little cupcake shop down in Brownwood. You all need to go there. It's
super
delicious.
Good. You know, it made me realize, you know, it is nice to have young folks around. You know, they're so energetic and friendly and vivacious. And
Yeah.
in fact, they had never been in golf carts. So we loaned them our golf carts. And they went out and patrolled the area for an hour or so, and they had a good time. So that was really fun. And right now we want to do something we don't ordinarily do. And we're not going to do it much, but Gloria is having a 95th birthday. And so we wanted to give her a shout out and say happy 95th, Gloria. That's quite an accomplishment. We have about, 26 years to go for that, don't we?
Yeah,
27.
we're getting closer every day. And Gloria is from, I think, Missouri, and we certainly do wish her a happy birthday, and I know she's going to have a big celebration with her family, and congratulations.
Yeah, they said she's a longtime viewer, so we're happy to do it. I hope it surprised you, Gloria. Hey, if you haven't subscribed, please do. For some reason, there's been all sorts of problems with YouTube.
Focus.
And a lot of subscribers have dropped off the rolls, and they don't even know it. So please, if you are a subscriber, check and make sure you're still on the rolls. Mm-hmm. And if you're not a subscriber, hit that button. We appreciate it very much. Let's get things rolling with a viewer video question. This one's from Lynn and Tom.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. This is Tom and Lynn Wilson from Neenah, Wisconsin.
Just south of Green Bay.
We also have a house in DeLuna, and we have a question for you.
And the question is, there's about 40 or 50% of the villagers that are snowbirds, at least for some part of the year. What do they do to protect or watch over their homes while they're gone for the season?
And Jerry and Linda, we would love to get together for lunch with you when we get back to Florida. See you when we get there.
See you when we get there. Take care. Bye.
You know, that's a great question, and that's one reason we were not interested really in being snowbirds, because you have 2 entire homes to maintain. And aside from the financial part, you've got the worry part.
The worry part, that's the truth. When you're at one home, you're worrying about the other home. That could be a problem.
But you're right, there are companies that specialize in looking after your home. Some of them come by and will take a picture once a week to show you that things are the way they should. And you can have video cameras. You know,
Yeah.
I think video cameras are a great way to keep track of your property while you're gone. But there's no shortage of companies that will do it for you, and it's pretty reasonable. In fact, our buddy Jim Roberts has a
That's right.
home watch company, so that your home can be pretty well protected.
This next question is from Linda Francios. Is that right?
No.
How do you say her name?
Well, I don't know. I mean,
Francios.
anybody can call it whatever they
Oh,
want.
Francios. It's Friends.
I think it's Francois. Oh, Francois. You think?
I'm Linda, the butcher, name butcher.
I don't know.
You
Do
can
I?
start calling me that. Linda, the name butcher.
I don't know. Tell us if we're right, Linda.
This is from Linda Francois. Okay. Hi, Linda and Jerry. I have a question for you. I'm 62 and thinking about retirement, but in moving away. Say, if I was to come from Virginia to the Villages, what about our elderly parents? I know this is a sensitive topic, but how is it okay if I was to move away and leave my mom behind? She's 83. Thanks. That is a question that many people pose when they come to the Villages. I'm not ready to move. I can't move. I have an elderly parent that needs me. It is a moral decision, and it is something you have to discuss with your family. Do you have other brothers or sisters? Do you have someone else to help out with that situation? It's as Jerry would say, a poser.
Yeah. Okay, let's say that your mom lives as long as Gloria.
Yeah.
From a minute ago. She'd be 95 and still going.
Yeah.
So that's 13 more years. So you'll still be taking care of her, and then you'll be 75 years old, and you'll be thinking, gosh, if she does pass away, you're thinking, man, I'm too old to move now.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, you're right. It's a sticky situation. But, you know, she's probably being taken care of somewhere,
Yes.
and you have the rest of your life to live, so you have to weigh the options. When we came down here, I give a big shout out to my sister who took care of my father, and of course she's a lot better at that than I was.
There are other situations too. I've heard other villagers that have had their parent live with them, and they have maybe another suite area where there's a bedroom and a bathroom close by in the house. So that's another opportunity to have your parent live with you. So that's
A lot of
something to
people
think
do
about.
bring their parent.
Yes.
Yeah, they can. Yeah. So, I mean, that's a tough situation. Everybody has to read that on their own.
And there is independent living here in the Villages, assisted living. So there are other options. So you might want to check out those channels.
Right. This question is from Sharon and Phil. They're from Sheffield, England. My question is, if a villager generally moves 3 times, what are the fees to move? Well, we have heard that as well, that when you come to the Villages, you're going to move 3 times. But I sure hope we don't, because we've put a ton of changes and upgrades in this house, and I love it.
Yeah. Well, there may be a time that this may be too big, but
Might be too big, might move into a, what do they call them?
a villa.
A villa. Hey, somebody made fun of me the other day. They said, what did I say? I said demolitions, and she goes, "You're a teacher. You're a teacher. Shouldn't you know how to speak?" I haven't been a teacher for 13 years, and what you don't use, you lose.
We've lost all our
yeah,
education.
so I mean, my penmanship, I used to say, all right, pretty good. Now I'm like, scratcher.
Oh my gosh, okay.
Okay, where are we?
I have no idea.
Okay, they're from the UK, United Kingdom. So a typical £500,000 house would cost, the estate agent would be paid £5,000. Solicitor fees and searches, £2,000. Those are lawyers. Stamp duty, here's a killer, £12,500.
Wow.
That's about $15,000 or more.
Wow.
And so that's a bunch. So she says, so roughly £20,000 or 4 to 5% of the sale price. Well, you'll be glad to know that when you buy a home, you don't pay those fees. You will have some fees, but not anything like that. When you sell the home is when you pay what we call a commission or a settlement fee, or as our agents call it, a professional fee here in the Villages. And it's going to amount to about the same if you're selling your house to what you said. But if you buy a house, you don't have any of those fees. You just have maybe some legal fees or deed recordings and stuff like that. So I don't think you'll be surprised with that. But I did reach out to our sales agent here in the Villages and was told, okay, so Villages professional fee is 5%. There are taxes and fees associated with closing that will be charged as well. That number can range between 1 and 1.5%. Those are seller's fees. So I hope that clears it up for you a little bit. All the way over there in England.
Mm-hmm. And we do have many homes with residents that are from England.
Yeah, I love them. I love to talk with them.
I do too. I do too. This next question is from Patrick Garrity. Hello. Since there are two ways to sell your pre-owned home in the Villages, either the MLS or VLS, I was wondering if you could find out what commission the VLS charges to sell your home. Thank you, and buy American.
Yeah, that's what I just read you. That VLS fee is 5%. Years ago, it was 6%. And if you sold your home and bought a new home from them in the Villages, they charge you less. But now it's 5% all the way across the board, so no surprises, like we said.
There you go. It's time for bubble wrap.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. On this week's Bubble Wrap, I'm going to show you how to get rid of some strange odors that might be coming from your sink. And all you're going to need is some white vinegar and some baking soda.
Brushing your teeth, washing your hands, shaving, it all leads up to a bunch of gunk that collects on the pipes under your sink. Under ideal conditions, the twisty pipe called a P-trap keeps sewer gas from entering your house by trapping a little bit of water each time you run a faucet. But that doesn't keep slime from forming on the inside of your pipes, and it can get smelly even in new houses. The solution is baking soda and white vinegar. Just pour a good portion of baking soda near the stopper valve on your drain. Next, pour the white vinegar on the white powder. You'll notice an immediate chemical reaction in the form of fizzing, like a soda. Let that mixture sit for about 30 minutes. Note, this is not a drain cleaner for serious clogs like hair, although it may get rid of some small problems. After a while, you can run some hot water down the drain to flush out that vinegar smell.
If you can get your stopper out of the sink, it's all the better. Make sure that mixture can get down and work its magic. I'm Peter Bernard, and that's this week's Bubble Wrap.
Thank you, Peter. This is unbelievable, but we needed that advice last week, Peter,
We
not
sure
this
did.
week.
Oh my. My sink in our master bathroom was clogged up. And I'm going, oh my gosh, it's probably because of all my hair. But it was like 2 days I was pouring Drano and hot water and Drano and hot water. It was a chore.
Yeah, I know that Drano is it's a good product, but I don't think it's ecologically as good as boiling water. That's what we use the most.
Yeah.
I think a lot of soap goes down there and hardens, and then that boiling water just kind of washes it away. But thank you, Peter. Now we can do it. It's time for Pet of the Week.
Hi, Jerry and Linda. This is Mr. Banks. He just turned 4 years old, and he's an English cream golden retriever. He's our 5th golden, and he's just an overall good boy.
Thank you so much for sending that in. So cute. And remember, all of you can send your Pet of the Week in. Just get a 1-minute video together and tell us all about what you love about your pet, what he does, what he enjoys or she, and get some good photography. Remember, when photographing a pet, it's always good to get down on their level, so you see them almost eye to eye.
And nose to nose.
Yeah, send that in, and we'll put it on the queue for a future Mailbag Monday.
That's right. Our next question goes, is there any truth to the Villages charging an exit tax if you don't repurchase in the Villages? I'm sure it's false, because if it's true, why isn't there a lawsuit? I called the Villages sale office, but of course you can only leave a message. For them to be able to do this, it would have to be on my deed when I purchased 11 years ago, right? Waiting for an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I've got to say that when I call the sales office, somebody answers.
Yeah,
You're probably calling after hours if you're not getting an answer. I don't understand that, but
Yeah.
we did check, and there is no exit fee. You don't have to pay any sort of exit fee when you leave the villages. I know that some states are imposing a fee on residents that move, but thankfully not in our town and not in our state. This question's from John Dillman up in the Finger Lakes region of New York. Over the next few months, I'll be looking at existing designer homes in the villages. The main reason I am considering existing over new construction is that I want a landscape property with trees, etc. from day one. In 2 of your fairly recent installments, you've referred to being over or done with palm trees. What changed your opinion? Well, John, I think that when you come to Florida, you love to see those palm trees. I remember the first time I ever came to Florida. I was a student in college, and I marveled at those palm trees. I had never seen one before, and I love them, and that speaks Florida.
Yeah.
And I love the fact that when we bought this house, it had 3 big palm trees.
Yeah, I remember the first week or so sitting on the front porch, and I was just sitting there, just looking around, watching and whatever, and I kept hearing this crazy sound. I go, what is that sound? And then I realized it was the wind going through the palm trees. It was just so soothing and so wonderful. However, we've kind of changed our mind. 2 of our palm trees were not really desirable palm trees.
Right.
They were
Washingtonias.
Right. They get extremely tall. And so when you have that kind of tree, it's hard to keep them looking great, because you'd have to have, what do you call those, boom trucks or something?
Right.
Yeah, to take care of them and get
Oh,
way
cherry
up in there. Cherry pickers, we used to call them. And so we decided to take 2 of them down.
Yeah, it was a big expense. We're so glad we did. Now we have something called a Japanese blueberry planted on both sides. It's a shrub, and it's not as impressive.
No.
But those Washingtonias are your kind of like Miami Vice palm trees, although those are probably coconut palms. But they grow so tall. It's like a telephone pole that just keeps getting taller and taller with a little bit of green at the top. And so I knew that it wouldn't be long until it was too big for our local guys to get without driving a truck and a cherry picker.
Yeah.
So we decided to dig them up, and no regrets on that whatsoever.
No.
We left a queen palm, and it's a pretty tree.
Yeah.
The guy that built this house, had this house built, he bought it at Home Depot and brought it home in his pickup truck and planted that out front.
Yeah.
That baby's huge now, and it's the one that you've seen with the giant pods.
Yeah.
They're bigger than Linda.
That's the drawback of that
And
tree.
they're huge. In fact, when they cut them down the last time, they dropped one on one of our landscape stones, broke it in half.
Right.
So they're not only big, they're hard to handle, they're possibly dangerous. And if you don't cut them, they eventually pop open, and this conglomeration of acorns comes out. It looks like a big thing of grapes that weighs about 50 pounds with 1 million grapes on it, only they're hard,
Like
and they'll
seeds,
fall
pods,
in your...
yeah.
But the problem is you don't just get 1 pod. You have 5 or 6. And it is a mess. And so we still have it.
Yeah.
Its days might be numbered.
Oh, no.
I've lost that love and feeling.
I haven't. I still love it.
It's beautiful, but what a hassle. So we have it.
Yeah.
And when you cut down the pods, they don't just come out once a year. They come out all summer, all fall. And you keep having to have them cut. And if you cut it off too soon, it keeps growing.
Yeah.
So that's why we lost our love and feeling. We still have a Robolini, which is a beautiful little palm tree.
Yeah.
With 1 million little daggers to stick you.
Yeah, they're sticky.
You should wear heavy gloves and some kind of a head covering, because they will poke you right in the head.
Yeah, those needles are pretty long. Yeah.
So yeah, basically, I love to look at the palm trees, but
In somebody else's yard.
yeah, if they keep them up. If they don't keep them up, you know, those Washingtonias get those big long skirts, and you saw it the last hurricane.
Yeah.
They were whoosh
They
all over the
go
ground.
everywhere.
So I'm sorry, I love palm trees, but I love your palm tree. Yeah.
This is from Carol in Evans, Georgia. Hello, I watch your videos regularly and enjoy them, but I haven't heard you mention churches. Are there any in the villages or nearby? Yes and yes. So Carol, there are many churches in the Villages. If you go to the website, the Villages website, you can type in churches in the Villages and they will tell you all the different denominations. There are so many you can go to. There's Baptist, there's Catholic, Christian, Episcopalian, Lutheran, Methodist, non-denominational, Pentecostal, Latter-day Saints. There are many, many churches, and you're gonna enjoy trying to find a church.
Chris and Lance get us right. Is the bond deductible as an expense similar to property taxes on your taxes? The new bonds are pretty expensive. The short answer is no, but also don't ever take any legal or tax advice from us because we probably don't know what we're talking about. But we have heard that no, it is not tax deductible as is. If you refinance it, say using your mortgage as part of it, then you probably could deduct your interest. But you'll have to discuss that with your financial guy.
Mm-hmm.
We're going and we're going to keep going.
Keep going. No clicking, no clacking.
But I've noticed I'm looking at the wrong side of the camera, so we have to do it all again.
But how come that font is the same as that font? That should go together. Yeah, really. Okay, let's start over at one number 3 now.
Too much. Yeah, see, you spent all that time.
I did because I'm going with according to the types. That doesn't have this type. I was going according to the.
So are you mad?
I'm a little mad. I'm a little mad. A brand new bubble back.
Okay, me did. Me did too.
Bring us over.
Well.
Show. And then on the 13th, the Pure Zeppelin. Oh, is that right?
Just like Led Zeppelin. You know, they're a band.
I said Zeppelin.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me start that over again.
Okay.
And the cost to move in the Villages.
Yeah, but I'm not today.
Oh, well, just change it all up.
We're the newcomers, although we feel like old comers.
Yeah, we do this morning. We are going slow.
Hello, Lucy. Lucy. How you doing? All that and more. Hit it, Walter. Take what? Amanda and Jason sent this in, and this is so cool because to me, this is the kind of thing that keeps you young. You know, they went out and laid in the yard and looked up at the sky and through the trees. Have you gone out and laid in the grass lately? Once in a while, I'll lay in the driveway.
Yeah, he will.
And one time I had somebody drive by and stop to see if I was all right, which was good. But I was just laying there looking up and, you know, those kind of little things I think are fun and keep you gotta put something under your head, you know.
Yeah, and if you're in the grass, you can put your blanket down. Yeah. But many times we marvel at the clouds here. I mean, it's just every day that they're so beautiful. So we do a lot of cloud watching, and especially when we have a rocket liftoff, we're outside. So yeah, get those blankets out or get a pillow out and lay down and just take a look.
Thanks, Amanda and Jason, for sending that in. It's time for the word jumble. Last week's clue, if you hear bombs, they may be from here. And that was the Ocala National Forest. Lots of people got that, and some people thought it was too difficult. Well, you won't think today's is too difficult. Here's the clue. Once the matriarch's pet name, now a new outdoor bar. There you have it. If you get it, let us know you got it without spoiling it for everybody else. But we're so glad that you're playing the game, and let us know. And by the way, if you follow us on Instagram, we're doing a word jumble there that only pertains to us old people. We're doing it for the old people out there. So if you're old, you might want to join the Instagram.
It's time for Sweet and Salty. I'll take the sweet, Jerry. This is from M. Carol Osborne. You are the June Cleaver and Ward of this generation. I watch you every week just because of a wholesome, entertaining presentation. God bless both of you.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, Ward. You looking good, Ward.
June Cleaver. They always wore the apron and the long dress.
Yeah.
Linda's a really good housewife and wife. And yeah, you could be June Cleaver.
What's housewife and wife?
Well, a housewife, does a lot of the...
Okay, just all of the wife duty.
Mm-hmm.
No, I do have an apron or two. Well, thank you so much, M. Carol.
This is from Greg. The Village is the largest cult in America, and most people don't even realize that they are involved in it. Duh, Greg, what you saying there? God help you all.
How dare you call the Villages a cult?
I don't understand.
You have not been here.
You don't know what you're talking about.
You do not know.
That's a crazy talk.
151,000 people. Just like you.
Yeah.
Just like you, Greg. Come and visit. See for yourself. And now it's time for entertainment.
Hey, you're going to do entertainment, right?
I am.
Before we do that, I want to talk about last Friday night. We went to World of Beer. Now, we're not beer drinkers, but they've got pretty good food in there.
Food.
And they have entertainment. And we met at the meet and greet last week. We met Jace Gallagher, and he was the entertainment. And I had been telling him I'm going to come and listen to him play. That's him right there. And he did a fantastic job, and we met his wife and daughter, and they gave us one of their shirts over here, and just great job. So Jace, way to go. And last night was a big night for entertainment, because then we walked across the street, and Scooter's over there.
That's right.
Teaching line dancing to a
Yeah.
whole bunch of people.
That's fun. That's fun.
And yesterday afternoon we were up at Sumter Landing.
Yes.
And they were getting ready for a big night because Relic was playing, and they will knock your socks off.
They are great.
That's just a typical Friday night in the Villages. You got Jace Gallagher at World of Beer, you got Scooter at Brownwood, you had Relic at Sumter Landing. Wow.
And by the way, if you all ever get the chance to see Jace Gallagher, do and ask for him. And maybe you can, if you want him for a driveway party, I think he's up for that. At the Savannah Center, coming up soon on September 6th, is the Hair Days, the amazing 80s rock show. And then on the 13th, the Pure Zeppelin Experience. That's like Led Zeppelin. Then at the Tracy, October 6th, the Spin Doctors is coming. And October 9th, the Plain White Tees. Then on the Sharon, coming up this week on August 30th, is the Star Shanties. And then, of course, the Studio Theater is a small venue, about 100 people there maybe. From September 24th through October 19th is called The Vote. That's coming up.
All right. Time for shout-outs. Hey, thanks to everybody that writes in, everybody that comments, everybody that sends in a viewer video or a question or everything. You guys help us keep this channel going. We appreciate you so much. Remember, any of you can write into villagesnewcomers@gmail.com, whether it's with a question or a viewer video or a pet of the week. Just do it, and you'll help us keep this thing going.
That's right. And we always enjoy meeting you on the street or in the restaurants, wherever we are. Don't be afraid to say hello.
And you can see pictures of some of our recent encounters and friends of our channel here. And if you want to send your picture in, we'll get you in there too. And that's going to do it for this week's edition of
Mailbag Monday.
We hope to bring you a live show on Wednesday night, so try to catch that if you can. It'll be at 7 o'clock, and you can think up questions between now and then. We'll take your questions, comments,
Right.
and that'll be fun. It's always fun.
It is a fun time. If you enjoyed our video today, please press that like and subscribe button and share it with all of your friends. Until next time.
See you when you get here.